Hello there, my name is Michael Bowers, and this is my Week 1 pitch for my game Dark Abyss. Dark Abyss is a futuristic combat card game that we have designed that actually gives the player a fair bit to do. You'll be drawing cards from your deck, and using those cards to do things such as call in more ships to help with the combat, upgrading those ships with weapons and armor and different modules that you pick up. And you'll also have access to things like electronic warfare to help jam, like, say, your opponent's targeting system, to help you get an edge in the combat. Overall, you're just aiming to defeat them in any way that you can. As far as my hook, you guys can go ahead and read this if you want, but I can go ahead and summarize it. Players are going to be composing their fleets based off the cards that they draw, giving them upgrades and augments based off the equipment that they get, and then using different strategies based off their card draws to try to defeat their opponent by any means necessary. For the rules, this is a card game, so it's going to be pretty simple. You've got 2 victory conditions. You can either be wiped out or wipe out your enemy, or you can have either one of you surrender if you know that there's no hope. You play with what the cards have written, so if the card says something, that's just about the only way you can do it, unless you can find a way to interpret it a different way. And then you only have 1 card drawn per turn, unless you have a card that gives you, say, more card draws. As far as the goals, like I said, it's pretty simple. Your opponent has HQ behind their fleet that you have to aim to destroy, and you have to defend your HQ from them with your fleet. Other than that, you're just trying to make them surrender if they know they can't win, and vice versa for you to your opponent. As far as the antagonizing forces, this is a card game, so there's only 2 things: your opposing player or AI, because we're on the computer, and the RNG gods, because not everybody has any luck when they draw. As far as decisions go, it's pretty simple. We boiled it down with the way we built it for what, when, and how. You need to know what to play, when you should play it, whether you should hold off on some of those combos, and you need to know how to play it, and see if you should play your strategy first and try to overwhelm your opponent, or see if you can hold up and see if you can counter what they're going to play later. As far as the theme goes, as I said, it's a futuristic space game focused around strategic card plays and combat. Viewing perspective is going to either be top-down, or we'll have like a third person over the shoulder kind of looking behind your hand towards the board. As far as our titles go, we did take some inspiration from a couple of different games that have spaceship combat. We took the few things from each one, cut out all the fat, made sure it was pretty simple, streamlined, but still had enough complexity there to make some really good strategies. As far as the play possibilities, as I said, there's lots of strategies that you can come up with based on what you can draw. You've got great combos and chains that you can get depending on, like I said, you got to draw them at the right time. And then we do plan on coming out with more cards. You'll be able to customize your deck, maybe specializing in certain things, or just kind of get a little personal taste to it. And then you just got to make sure that you got to be careful with what you play when, because sometimes you can kick yourself in the butt with what you play. As far as the risks go, we do have a couple things. Artwork's the number 1 problem right now because we're having to use royalty-free artwork since we don't have any artists. AI and networking, I've got the basics down pretty well, but this is a little bit more to it because we've got tactics and combos, and they'll have to retaliate based on what's on the board. And as I said, we're going to be coming out with more cards, so we got to make sure there's no dominant strategies, no overpowering combinations that are uncounterable, anything like that. Just your basic balancing problems. Other than that, that's my pitch, and I look forward to hearing you guys' feedback. Thank you very much.